Hare Krishna. So after describing multiple things, multiple constituents or the factors of action, now Krishna is summarizing this entire section of jnana in text number 18. Jnanam jneyam parignyata trividha karma chodana karanam karma karteti trividah karma sangraha. So here Krishna is saying three things: jnanam, jneyam and parignata. So it talks about jnanam basically means knowledge, jneyam basically means the object of knowledge, and parignata means the knower. And these three, trividha karma chodana, these three are the factors that motivate the action or which act as impetus. And then karanam means the senses or instrument, karma, the action itself or the work, karteti, that is the doer. Trividha karma sangraha are the three constituents of action. So basically what Krishna is talking about here, he's talking about the impetus of action and he's talking about the constituents of action. So let's get into this technical verse now and try to understand these various aspects. Now here it is said there are three kinds of impetus for daily work: knowledge, object of knowledge and the knower. Now see, knowledge means what? Knowledge means that by which something is known, a process by which something is known, that is called as knowledge. Now what is object of knowledge? The answer to this question, what is to be known? So whatever answer comes to this question, that is object of knowledge. What is to be known? The answer of that is object of knowledge. And then the one who is trying to understand the object of knowledge, he is a person who is the knower. So in this way we have knowledge, object of knowledge and the knower. Now here it is said the instruments of work, that is senses, the work itself and the worker are called the constituent of work. So any work done by any human being has three as these elements. So we have the impetus and we have the constituents. Now before one acts, there is some impetus which is called inspiration. Any solution arrived at before work is actualized in the subtle form of work. Then work takes the form of action. First one has to undergo the psychological process of thinking, feeling and willing, and that is called the impetus. So this is a very important thing to note. So before we get into any action, physically anything we are doing, first what happens? At the subtle form, in the subtle form that action gets completed or is actualized. So the person starts thinking, starts feeling about it, starts willing to do that particular activity. So that is called as impetus. So with that impetus or inspiration, the person can start doing that particular activity. So before the gross activity is done, the same thing is actualized in a subtle form. So that is the point that is made here. The inspiration to work is the same if it comes from the scripture or from the instruction of the spiritual master. When the inspiration is there and the worker is there, then actual activity takes place by the help of the senses, including the mind, which is the center of all the senses. The sum total of all constituents of an activity are called the accumulation of work. So now, where is that inspiration coming from? That is very important. Now some action has to be done, that is given in the Vedic scriptures. So now if the inspiration also comes from the Vedic scriptures, then it is same as that of the work. That's the point that is given. So inspiration should be bona fide, from a bona fide source. So where is it coming from? So if it's coming from the scriptures or from the instruction of spiritual master, then that is the best. That is same as the action, that is what is given. When the inspiration to work is the same if it comes from the scripture or from the instruction of the spiritual master. So this is a very important point. Where is the inspiration coming from? So in this way, if we properly try to match, then knowledge or that by which something is known or the process of knowing something is equivalent to the instrument basically. So here it is said the process of action. Here it is said the instrument or the senses. So if we try to map, then we can map knowledge and senses together. Now next one. If we ask what is to be known, an equivalent question will be what is to be done. So the object of knowledge and the work, so they are the two which are in sync. And now the third one is who is the agent of action. So the knower and the doer, they are in sync or they are mapped together. So in this way we see, if suppose I want to give an example here. Here a very nice thing is given. I perform the sacrifice by oblations. Say this is the statement. So here I is talking about the doer or the knower. I perform the sacrifice. So what is to be done? Sacrifice is to be done. So here that becomes the object of knowledge. And then the last part. By what? By oblations. So that by oblations that becomes the instrument or the senses or the knowledge for that matter. So in this way, now we have this entire thing placed in one example. I am performing sacrifice by oblations. So the knower or the doer is doing it, and then we have the object of knowledge or the work itself, and that is done by the karanam or the senses. So in this way, Krishna is giving us this wonderful description and is ending the entire section of jnana. Now Krishna is going to take us again to a very, very important section. 3 modes of material nature. So now we saw knowledge, object of knowledge and the knower. Now all the 3 he's going to explain in 3 modes. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. Let's see that in the next section from next video onwards. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna